Welcome back to StartUpHealth TV, where we celebrate the entrepreneurs and the innovators who are transforming health. I'm Logan Plaster, here with my guest, Diane Alexander, the CEO and founder at Pramana Pharmaceuticals. Great to have you in the studio.
Delighted to be here.
You know, part of what really excites me about your company and what's really interesting is that you are in this pharma startup space, and most founders, I don't know if they have the fortitude to be in the pharmaceutical space. It is a tough road you're on. So talk to me about kind of what led you to innovate in pharmaceuticals.
It was just the opportunity I had to meet with some incredible inventors at the medicinal chemistry level that were key inventors on really important therapeutics to market. So given their background, their success, I wanted to enable them in an open environment where they could create something and benefit from it in a different way than they had with big pharma in the past.
What was your background that brought you to, meet these researchers and these, biologists?
So I had a 20-plus career in investment advisory and corporate finance with the U.S. and Canadian license, and looked at a lot of different transactions, advised on transactions, and I was really drawn to impact investing in biotech. Okay.
You mentioned the idea of giving really talented researchers a more open environment. What do you mean by that?
Well, what it was basically enabling a team that was small and giving them the ability to look at any indication they wanted. So it wasn't like, we're looking at this, this is our focus. I was open-minded to any target they wanted to look at.
Okay. So taking a talented research team and giving it more of an entrepreneurial mindset.
Exactly.
Saying like, what do you want to go after? What's the best thing? Versus, just for our audience, contrast that to maybe the status quo at a legacy pharma company.
Exactly, and I was able to garner their experience from those pharma. So it was just the best of all worlds for everybody.
Okay, well that brings us to Pramana. What is it exactly that you're attempting to bring to market?
So we've discovered, it's quite an amazing discovery, basically a novel metabolic platform that is working on a new mechanism of action. And that mechanism of action works on the alpha cell. And we autonomously increase your level of glucagon in your body. So our first indication that we're looking at is a prevention for hypoglycemia. And it's oral, so it would be first in human as a once-a-day oral prevention for hypoglycemia. We're really excited about it.
Okay, prevention of hypoglycemia. Explain to the part of our audience that really doesn't know how big of a deal it would be to reduce hypoglycemia. Why is that important?
It's very important. I mean, hypoglycemia affects 100 million people living with diabetes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's virtually 90% of all people with type 1 diabetes experience recurring hypoglycemia, and 25% of the type 2 population. So combined, that's 100 million people. That number is expected to double by 2050. So far, and since insulin, really, there's been no true innovation that has been able to allow for glycemic control. And our product would be an adjunct to insulin as a once daily that would basically put your target in range. So you would not go low and you would not go high.
So typical life as a type 1 diabetic, your blood sugar is going too low, you're trying to regulate, right? You're going too high, you're trying to regulate.
You're riding a wave. You're nervous, you're scared.
Yeah, and talk to me about the real life implications health-wise of going hypo and hyper.
It's overwhelming. I mean, I don't know very many people that are, for example, living with type 1 that haven't had ambulatory care.
Yeah.
And often many times.
Okay.
Often many times in a year, and it doesn't really depend on the age group. So it's overwhelming, and it's all day, every day. It's a 24-hour concern.
So it's life-changing, life-saving to bring that hypoglycemia under control. Where are you at in the development and you're coming to market?
Yeah, we'll be filing for clinical trials in 2024. So we're scaling up our compound now so that we have enough to run the trials. Okay. And so we're pretty excited. We've completed our preclinical studies.
Nice. Okay. Yes. And how is the market responding to you?
We're getting some real traction. It's very exciting. First in human is a big deal. And if we qualify for breakthrough drug status, we will get to market and help a lot of people sooner than you would normally having to run through. We'll save about 2 years, and we're hoping to be able to do that.
Okay, 2 years. In general, are the legacy partners that you go after, are they like in a wait and see sort of mindset, or are they thinking more innovatively and like going and saying, no, I see potential here, I want to partner with you now, even before you've done all the clinical trials?
Well, that's the hope. We're not there yet, but we do have some other companies that are showing data, some of them in injectables for prevention of hypoglycemia. That could help in its clinical translation. And then, we have the Hemsley Foundation that funded a GPR 119 target. That data should come out in the next quarter. That'll be give us some clinical translation as well, which might expedite partner interest. But the other thing that we have that a lot of these companies don't have that might be moving into a prevention for hypoglycemia, one, we're oral, we're once a day. We have a brand new long patent runway till 2040 with patents issued in US, Canada, Europe, and many other jurisdictions. And we have a pipeline, so the opportunity to advance, we're working in obesity right now as a once-a-day oral, yes, and we've got some very encouraging preclinical data again. So I think as you build the pipeline and as you build your data,
excitement grows.
Yeah, and eventually,
grows.
You'll get into the clinic, and it's all valuation metrics, and it's.
I recall reading something positive about the safety profile of this. Can you tell us kind of how safe it is potentially to take this kind of?
Well, we
drug?
believe it's a very safe target. The particular target has gone through type 2. In type 2 diabetes, it's gone through phase 2 clinical trials, several of them. So there's a lot of data around it, and there was a really beautiful safety profile. So there's, no nausea, no anything.
Yeah.
And our compound works at a particularly low dose, so it's very efficacious at a very low dose. So we're expecting a similar safety profile or better. But in any event, the other thing about it is that it would be accessible, and it's affordable, and it has great shelf life, and so it's.
What makes it more accessible and affordable? Is there something inherent to it?
Well, it's being an oral, so we're not talking injectable, we're not talking machines, we're not talking.
It's just cheaper to do oral.
If you can, you should.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm guessing by orders of magnitude compared to having to inject.
Exactly.
So you're part of our T1D Moonshot community.
I am.
What has it meant for you to be part of sort of a collaborative group passionate about type 1 diabetes?
It's really been amazing because, as a founder, working with esteemed scientists all day, it's great to have an entrepreneurial community to work with that has the same aligned mission, that understands what I'm doing, and really helps network into that community and beyond that community. And it's just been amazing because you do feel alone sometimes as an entrepreneur, and you guys have helped a lot.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Diane, I love watching your progress. It's amazing to see these new partnerships form. I know it's a long road. I know you have to prove it out, and yet it seems incredibly exciting. So we're going to keep watching you year after year.
Well, thank you.
All right. Thanks, Diane.
Thank you.